Welcome back to Brand Chops, the podcast that helps small businesses build stronger brands and stop wasting money on marketing without a strategy. I'm Zack Lemear here with Chris Duhaime, and today we're talking about one of the most approachable and relatable brand archetypes, the Everyman.
Yeah, and if you've been following along, we've explored the innocent, the explorer, the sage, the hero, the rebel, and the magician. But today we're looking at the everyman, the brand that wins by being down to earth, trustworthy, and relatable.
Yeah, Everyman brands don't try to be flashy or elite. Instead, they try to connect with customers by making them feel like they belong. If your brand is all about community, dependability, and everyday life, this episode is for you.
Yeah, the everyman archetype is really built around belonging, authenticity. The brands that don't try to stand out for luxury or elite, they thrive on being familiar, approachable, and dependable.
And that's why some of the most successful Everyman brands feel like part of everyday life. Think about brands like Levi's or IKEA or Target, Budweiser. They aren't trying to be the biggest status symbol. They're about comfort, reliability, and connection.
Yeah, IKEA is really a great example. Their whole brand is really built around that idea of good design should be accessible to everyone, not just the ultra rich. So their slogan, "The Wonderful Everyday," perfectly sums up the everyman vibe.
And then there's Budweiser. Their commercials aren't about luxury or prestige. They're about hanging out with friends, relaxing after work, and being part of the crowd. That's Everyman branding done right.
Yeah, so if your brand is about reliability, relatability, being a trusted part of the daily life, you might fall under the everyman archetype.
So let's talk about how the Everyman attracts the right customers. Everyman brands appeal to customers who value connection, authenticity, inclusivity. These are the people who don't want to stand out too much. They just want to feel like they belong.
Right. So everyman customers are often looking for practical, trustworthy solutions. They don't need luxury, they just need dependability and value. That's where everyman brands do so well in industries like retail, home goods, and food.
So, how do Everyman brands speak to their customers? Messaging is everything. These brands use familiar, friendly language. Things like for everyone, a brand you can trust, no gimmicks, just great quality, helping you feel at home, made for real life.
And visually, everyman brands use warm colors, warm natural colors, inviting imagery, and friendly typography. They don't go over the top with luxury aesthetics, and they keep it a simple, approachable look and feel.
Yeah, this is why brands like Home Depot and Levi's lean into Everyman branding. Their marketing is all about being real, honest, and practical. If you think about the Home Depot, it's literally an orange sign with a spray painted stencil. No frills, just quality and dependability.
As powerful as everyman branding is, there are some mistakes that businesses need to avoid. The first mistake is being too generic.
Yes, Everyman brands need to be relatable, but that doesn't mean they should be bland. You still need a strong identity, otherwise, you'll just blend into the background.
Second mistake they make is not standing for anything. Just because everyman brands are inclusive doesn't mean they should lack a strong message or values. Customers still want to know what you believe in.
And one more, failing to create a loyal community. It's always about community. Everyman brands thrive on belonging. If you're not actively engaging with your customers, you're missing out on what makes this archetype so strong.
All right, so we've talked about some really large brands. I want to talk a little bit about small businesses and how you can practically use this information. So if you're listening and thinking, this sounds like my brand and my ideal clients that I want to be attracting, I'll lean into this particular archetype.
So step one, focus on trust and reliability. Everyman brands succeed when customers know they can count on them. Whether it's through consistent product quality, great customer service, or transparent pricing, you've got to build that trust.
Yeah, step two is really speaking like a friend, not a corporation. Your brand voice should be friendly, warm, conversational. Avoid sounding too formal or overly promotional.
Right. I mean, and I'm just going to jump back to that example of the Home Depot. They really know their client and they know their customer base. These are people out in the weeds, working construction, building things. They don't need frills. They don't need something special. They don't need overly designed logos. They just need to know that they can find what they need at a price that makes sense and it's easy to work with. So step three, build a sense of community, whether it's through social media, in-store experiences, customer loyalty programs. Everyman brands thrive when people feel like they're part of something.
So here's a bonus tip. Show real people using your product. Everyman brands do great with user-generated content, real customer stories, and relatable marketing campaigns. So keep it authentic.
Let's recap for a second. The Everyman brand archetype is all about belonging, authenticity, and dependability. If your business is built on relatable, practical solutions and a strong sense of community, this might be your brand identity.
And to make it work, focus on trust, community, and having an approachable brand voice. Avoid being too generic or lacking a clear identity.
So if you're loving this branding deep dive, stay tuned. Next episode, we're talking about the lover archetype, the brand that thrives on passion, beauty, and deep emotional connections.
And as always, if you've gotten some value from today's episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, or let us know your biggest branding questions, and we might be able to feature them on an upcoming episode.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to another episode of Brand Chops, where we're chopping up brands to see what they're made of. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Brand Chops is brought to you by the fine people at Pivot Creative. Pivot Creative is a full-service branding and marketing agency that partners with businesses to build brands that connect so that every dollar you spend is an investment and not an expense. If you need some branding or marketing guidance, a website, a new brand, or want to learn more about one of the topics we cover on the show, please reach out to us at pivotcreative.com. If you know someone that would benefit from learning more from one of our shows, please share the episode. Visit brand-chops.com. And as always, like and subscribe if you find this content to be helpful. See you next time on Brand Chops, where we chop up brands to see what they're made of.